Hello, hello. Welcome to Spiritual Warrior Tarot. I am here doing the 12 zodiac sign readings for the month of June. This reading will be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. This will be a general read. It's not going to fit with all of you, so take what fits your situation, leave what doesn't. Don't get hung up on the gender of the cards, as we all have male and female energy within us. And remember that tarot readings are not set in stone. We all have free will to change the outcome if it's undesirable, or to continue upon the path and implement the things that will bring that outcome to fruition. When I was connecting to the energies of Virgo, it felt really heavy, and I heard like crying, and it felt really sad, but then like the sun coming out and like you seeing the sun, and like it was almost like somebody like burst out of a cocoon and started flying, and I just heard flying towards the light. So I felt the energy of movement. I felt the energy of transformation and change, like first sadness, but then transformation and change, and then movement. So let's see what is happening for you guys in the month of June. I will be pulling you one card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck, and then doing the Celtic Cross spread reading again with the Shadowscapes Tarot. And just to let you guys know, I have a new clarifying deck. It's a mini deck, and it's the Tarot of the Pagan Cats. And it was just so cute. I was really drawn to it. So that's my story on that. So let's get your reading going, Virgo. All right. Spirit, please give me one card for Virgo. Okay, so we had a bunch of cards come out, so I'm just going to put them back and ask Spirit, please give me one card for Virgo, month of June 2021. All right, one more time. Thank you. Okay, so the bottom of the deck we have the Sage. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but then it was like, no, talk about it. The Sage is someone who is sought after for their experience and their advice. And they have lots of stories to tell, lots of wisdom to give. Let people hear your story is what I'm getting. Like, I'm really being pulled to how he's kind of inviting people in to really speak to them. And sorry, my makeup was running a little bit there. I do get emotional when I do these, when I like feel them. I mean, I'm an empath in general, but like I feel them very strongly. So sometimes I just get overwhelmed and I can't really help but cry a little bit. So there's that. But a lot of people can learn from you. Okay, so the card that we had out for you, Virgo, is the Eight of Fire. And this is all about transformation through action. So definitely that transformation, that action, that moving, that light. See how bright this is? And I know my camera's very grainy. I apologize, but you know, this is a very bright card, and this is all about transforming through action and needing to act on something to initiate that change within you. This is beautiful. I'm really happy to see this here for you. Okay, let's get into your Celtic Cross spread reading. Spirit, please give me Celtic Cross spread. Yeah, so whatever this newness is that's coming in for you, you're going to be needing to take action towards bringing it into fruition for yourself. Whatever change is going to happen through taking action on something. All right, at the bottom of the deck, here you are. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo. So make sure you're nurturing yourself in general and that you're putting yourself first. And this is a very wise person. They have a lot to give other people, especially with that sage there. There's a lot of comfort and support that you give to other people just by being you. But this is really, I feel like there's a need to stay on track for yourself and to see your own light. I'm being drawn to the sun, the light that's right above her, as well as the leaf that she's holding, which represents her nurturing abilities to give to other people. I'm also feeling somebody who's like rooted in their health and in healing themselves, and so much so that they're willing to kind of go off on their own to really put that first, like to really put their own healing first. And that's really important if you are somebody who nurtures other people. Okay, so the first card out we have is you. We have the Devil here, and don't worry, we will get some clarifications on this. And you know what? I feel like this is just that sadness that I felt before. If you see her in that hole there, she is attached to this stone. She's shackled to it, but let me see if I can hold this close enough for you guys to see. She's trapped here by that chain. But look at the keys right above her. She can get out of here anytime she wants to. She's kind of trapped in this place and doesn't even realize that she can get out because she won't even lift her own head. All right. Yeah, that energy, that sadness, whatever that is that keeps pulling you down is really keeping you away from this transformation. Or will do so. And I'm feeling like some of you are past this. You know, some of you Virgos may be still in this and it may be lingering, but strongly it feels like you're kind of past it a little bit. But let's see. So the crossing placed sideways indicates the conflict. And yeah, exactly. We have the Nine of Swords here, Virgo. Anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying, stress and anxiety, like that is that devil energy for you. That's what's keeping, you know, being trapped in this cycle. Look at how the birds are circling. You know, it's like you're trapped in a cycle of like the anxiety and fear, sleepless nights, worry, stress, and that is that devil energy. Because the devil is just about an unhealthy attachment to something. So this is probably with the swords here. It's like a way of thinking. Okay, so like your mental capacity. Okay, so the next card is the foundation, and it illustrates the foundation, the basis or illustration. I'm sorry, the basis or foundation of the situation. It's like so much is trying to come out at once. We have the Ten of Wands, so lots of burdens. You feeling like you have a lot of things on your back. Like I feel like there was just a lot of things like on your mind. A lot of things weighing you down. Again, I'm seeing that the spiral down by her feet. I'm seeing that cycle, like you were stuck in a cycle of burdens, just like burden after burden after burden is what it feels like being placed on you. Like almost like, oh, I can hold that. It's not that much. Oh, I can take a little bit more. It's not that much. And then after a while of doing that, you have so much on you. And you know, sometimes the shadow side, or like the heavier negative side of the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who takes on too much, and she doesn't, if she's not careful, you know, she just takes on too much, too many burdens. Okay. Just like feeling like there's a lot of things that you're carrying that are not necessary, that you need to release, that are not, like, because in this deck it talks about how she's afraid to let these things go because this is a community on her back, and you know, there's homes here. And what I'm hearing and feeling is like, you don't need to carry these things, Virgo. You do not need them. Nothing bad is going to happen if you release them. You know, you're not going to, like, somebody's not going to lose their home or whatever. Like, you know, it figuratively in this, from this card. Okay. The next out is the past, and it shows the influences from the past that are affecting the present situation. Okay, so we have Justice, the Libra card. This is about balance, but the aspect that I'm feeling and hearing from this is the truth. You were not seeing the truth of a situation in the past, or you were like kind of blinding yourself to it, because in this particular deck it talks about how her eyes are, they look closed, but they're really white. Her eyes are white. I know it's really hard to see. Her eyes are white, not from being blind, but from the truth. So like with the past, when as soon as I saw this, it was like you were almost blocking your balance from coming in because you weren't telling yourself the truth, is what I'm kind of feeling. For others of you, this could be, like I said, you're out of this, and balance is what came in from the past to really allow you to see that you needed to like let go of this like devil energy. Like the balance came in to see where you were unbalanced, if that makes sense. You know, like the truth came in to see, oh, okay, here it is. This is what's kind of keeping me off balance. The next card out we have is Immediate Future, and it's the card that indicates what's likely to happen next. We have the Page of Wands. I'm glad to see this here for you, Virgo. So this is being very creative and courageous and taking action and being very being very creative. Okay, you know, this happens when I need to read from the book. It's like I lose it's like I can't remember what the card is, so then it lets me know I need to read. Somebody needs to hear it. Okay, so the Page of Wands is creative and passionate. She's witty, charismatic, and outspoken with her philosophy. She knows her mind and is direct and forthright when she has an opinion. Action is what is important. She tells you to do and not sit there with only mute desire. Sometimes the actions that push you to the limits of comfort are the most rewarding. She is the fiery spark of initiative, inventive, and she dares you to delve within and seek out the opportunities that may be frightening but have so much potential. Yeah, and so the way that I was saying to you guys that I was feeling like some of you are already past this, like that's why this is here for the immediate future, because you've kind of realized, oh wow, like I was attached to negative ways of thinking and it was holding me in this like state of worry and anxiety, and it was preventing my balance from coming in because I was holding on to too many burdens. And it's like now that you've realized that, you're ready and you're confident to take action and be really creative. So the next card out we have is the Crown, and it represents what you desire most in this situation, and this is a new beginning that you desire most. We have the Fool here, Virgo, and I'm so happy to see this here because I feel like you guys are ready. I feel like you can feel the new beginning and you're ready for it to come in. Also, like, just newness on every level. And like, Cancer had this card as well in the position of hopes and fears, and it was like, I'm feeling the same thing. The heart, the rose, the butterfly, the bees on here. It's like new ways, and they're all down here. It's really hard to see because they're so tiny, but like the monkeys there on the statue, the stone pillar that she's standing on, one has a rose, one has a heart, one has a butterfly, and then there's a couple of bees. So like, when I look at that, what I feel is like new love, new beauty and appreciation, new like ways of taking action and working, and new communication and clarity, and just new everything. Okay, the next card out is yourself, and this is your self-image and how you see yourself in this situation. And we have the Queen of Cups. So very emotional, very intuitive, very loving. You know, Virgo is such a healing sign. And even if you don't resonate with that part of Virgo, because I know not everybody like really resonates like fully with that, because we have so many different aspects in our chart, but I'm feeling the really heavy emotionalness of this card. And sometimes the Virgos can be overgivers, and if you're not careful, you give too much of yourself and you don't nurture yourself enough. Kind of like what I talked about with the Queen of Pentacles, like that aspect of her that's kind of maybe more on the lower scale or like negative scale, is like doing too much for other people, and that can result in, you know, being way over emotional and way too giving to other people. But in general, I feel with this card like you have a lot of love to give within you, Virgo. And that's how you see yourself, somebody who is in touch with your emotions, very intuitive, and has a lot of love to give. Just be careful that you're not allowing your emotions to like override your logic, because we need both. We need our analyzing mind and our emotions. So the next card out is the environment, and this card represents the influences of those around you, or can show how others see you in a situation. Yeah, so I'm feeling that, again, that you're past this. We have the World here. So it's like, if this is how people see you, they see you kind of on another level, so to speak. And if this is just your environment in general, I feel like you've closed out a cycle, and you know that you have the world in your hands. And again, like that light, see this light coming in, it's like really bright, and from the moon here, like on this card, and light on the Justice. You know, this Justice card, the Page of Wands, the Fool, like all these, like when I was in my meditation and it was like you're flying towards the light, like you're heading towards another level, and this could just be people around you can just see it, you know. But in general, like your environment around you is changing. I feel like, you know, some of you may be traveling or just moving in general. I mean, the world is not really about travel. It's about completing a cycle. But with completing that cycle and getting to another level, like you're going to the light, you're like moving to another level. You know what I mean? So the next card out, Hopes and Fears, indicates what you hope for or fear most in this situation. And obviously this is what you hope for: stable new beginning, a stable new foundation. This is the Ace of Pentacles here. I'm really happy to see this here. Obviously, you're in what you hope for: abundance, foundation, stability, I also feel like some of you are like ready for a new career or ready to really pursue something new in terms of career as well. Maybe like expanding your horizons in that aspect. And then the last card out we have is the outcome, and indicates what's likely to happen. And interesting. We have the Knight of Wands as your outcome, and I'm getting two different things with this, Virgo. I'm getting you having tunnel vision on your goal in a good way and like really taking action fast towards that. And here's that movement. Here's that movement I was feeling. And you know, the wands, again, the fire energy, the taking action. But also I feel like as you do this, if you are moving or traveling, or just if this is not you actually moving or traveling, and it's just you having tunnel vision on your goal and really going after the things you're passionate about, I also feel somebody coming in very quickly. So let's get some clarifiers. Just a moment, because I think I had something else flip in the beginning. Let me just check. Okay, so is there anything else? Okay, so just a moment. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to fix my deck. I thought that they were reversed. I thought I was holding them in reverse, but I was not. So I clarified the 9 of Swords, that conflict. We have the Magician that came out. So again, I'm really feeling that most of you are past whatever this was that was keeping you in a state of worry. You've realized your power and you're ready to take control of your life. You realize that you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you want, and that it's up to you. So this is interesting. Leo had these 2 cards come out, but we have the King and Queen of Swords here in reverse that popped out. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we had the Knight of Cups. So really quick. There's a couple of things. This could have to do with work and, you know, but with the King and Queen here, it feels like there's a third party situation, like in a relationship, and it just became too much and you had to let it go. And I feel like that was what was kind of keeping you down, you know, with the Knight of Cups here, because the Knight of Cups is a lover who, like in terms of relationships, somebody who will come in and make you feel really good and like really loved and held, but then leave and not stay. And then with the 3 of Pentacles here and then the King and Queen reverse, like it just feels like this was like a unhealthy connection that needed to be severed. And it was really painful. On the other hand, if this isn't hitting you on a relationship note, I feel like it had something to do with work and your emotional fulfillment at work, and it needed to just go, and it was like really holding you down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, I was just clarifying the past, which was justice, and what I, remember what I was feeling was like you were holding yourself back from the truth of something or not really letting it in. We have the Hanged Man and then the Ace of Pentacles, and it was like you were holding yourself from your new foundation from coming in, and you realize that. Because with the Hangman, it's like you come out with a new perspective, and it feels like you realize, like, oh, I was kind of lying to myself, and I was keeping myself from my brand new beginning in a stable foundation. Oh. Okay, that's way too much. Way too much. Yeah, like there was a going back and forth on something and putting something down, and I feel like you finally said, okay, I'm going to put it down. I'm going to go on my own and go search for this more. I mean, this is you, Virgo. This is the Hermit card, and it's like you decided I feel like you had these burdens on your back, and you were like going back and forth of releasing or holding on to it, and then you finally just realized, okay, I need to go. I just need to go. I'm getting that, blindness again, that not, going back and forth, not making a decision, or like keeping the truth from yourself. We have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and what I was clarifying was the World. And what came out was the Nine of Cups, and then the King of Cups reversed. So, it's funny, a lot of signs are getting this general message of like maybe somebody who you thought was your wish fulfillment turned out to not be, and it was really painful, but you had to let it go. Like, I've had a couple of signs already kind of getting that. I feel like that's like kind of like the collective energy for some people. Some people are coming into union, and other people are like realizing the person that they thought they were supposed to come into union with is not the person. It's not really their wish fulfillment, and they needed to release it and let it go. Also, this could be you completed a cycle and now you're on your way to your wish fulfillment with somebody new or just for yourself. But you completed this cycle, whatever cycle you completed by walking away from something, it's like bringing in your wish fulfillment. Yeah, so the Ace of Pentacles here. So I was clarifying the hopes and fears. That hopes, you're hopeful of a stable, brand new foundation coming in. We have Temperance, so patience and healing and going with the flow. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, so balance coming in, reciprocity, or financial abundance coming in. And then we have the Six of Swords, that movement toward away from the turbulent and the uncomfortable into moving into smoother times, into better times, smoother waters, you know. Wow. Okay, so apparently that Two of Pentacles really wanted to come out. So I was clarifying the outcome. That Knight of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles here again, juggling, going back and forth. And then we have the Seven of Swords here, self-deception. And then the Knight of Swords, very fast communication coming in. And then we have the Four of Swords, meditation, contemplation, separation. It really feels like you realize that going back and forth on something was like keeping you in this like you were deceiving yourself, and you just had to come in with this communication, and it feels like you got sick of the back and forth, realized it was keeping you in like a self-deceptive energy, and you decided to cut that away very quickly, and you maybe had to communicate something that was maybe a little harsh. And now you're like in this separation mode, or like on your own. You know, the Four of Swords is about going out on your, being alone and separating yourself to like meditate, to come into realization about things. And it's just like, maybe some of you were in separation with somebody and you just had to cut it off completely. But for the most part, I'm getting like somebody who was, you know, going back and forth, and then realized that that was like keeping them in the self-deceptive energy, and they just decided to cut that away really quickly. And now they're in their own space, on their own, healing, meditating, coming into themselves again, and now they are just moving very quickly towards their happiness. Virgo, those are your, oh, and the Empress at the bottom. So realizing your worth, and the star is behind her. So it's like you got yourself unstuck because you realized your worth finally, and now you're going after your passions, and you're probably going to bring somebody in to you with that. But these are your messages, Virgo. I hope this was helpful. Again, transformation through action. You did something, you realized something, and it's like you realized there was like this kind of devil energy keeping you stuck in this like sad, worried, anxiety-filled energy, and you realized your power and your worth, and you're like, I'm done with that. And you're ready for your new beginning. You've completed a cycle. You're like working on your foundation. You're gonna go, go, go. Like, this is so great. You're definitely flying towards the light. So I hope this was helpful for you, Virgo. Please let me know down below if this resonated with you or not. If it did not, check your birth chart for other prominent signs and check out those readings. And I will see you next time in July, where I will probably start doing my extendeds. So see you soon, Virgo. Take care.